Hi, my name's Sabrina Allen, and I'm doing my commemorative speech on my husband Terry. There are many people that has inspired me, and it was really hard to narrow that down to one person. From the Lord, from my parents, from my grandparents, from friends and family. There's been a lot of people that has really inspired me, but I decided to do the speech for my husband Terry. My husband is truly a special person, and he just means the world to me. He's just such an inspiration to me. And Helen Keller, and of all the people that's really inspired me is Helen Keller, because of all the disabilities that she's had in her own life. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. And this explains my husband to the detail, because he has suffered a lot in his life, but he's overcome everything that he's went through. And why does bad things happen to good people? And this is just one thing that's really bothered me. It just seems like people that's on drugs and waste their life around just they take their life for granted. They just don't realize how important their life is. But I'm sure one day in heaven I will find out this answer. My husband is one of these people. Terry Lee Allen was born March 19, 1958 in Radford, Virginia. His parents are Delmer Lee Allen and Marjorie S. Allen. His mother is still alive, but his dad is passed away. He had 4 brothers and 1 sister. And Terry was like the second youngest child. My husband is such an inspiration to me. He means the world to me. He's such a wonderful man, and he deserves only the best. His life has been nothing but heartaches, but you would not know that. He enjoys every day to the fullest. Even if it's something simple like walking our dog. I would like to honor my husband, who he has shared his life of hard knocks, but through them all, he is still thankful the Lord and loves his life. My husband will never be a father, and never be a grandfather. He will never grow old, and he will die from a terrible disease, a long battle death. My husband has been diagnosed with Huntington's disease. Huntington's disease is an incredible, generic, progressive neurological disease. Terry has lost his father, 3 brothers, and 1 sister from this disease. Now, 1 nephew and 1 niece has the disease. How we got together was that we worked together at Virginia Tech at the fiscal plant department. He was a roofing supervisor, and I was in the accounting department. And one of his best friends had to ask me out because Terry was too shy to ask me out, and I didn't want to go out with him because I knew what he had, what kind of disease he had. But I went out just as friends, and I had the best date with him. He was just wonderful. He was funny. He was a good guy. We didn't have to drink to have a good time, and that was something very unusual to me. Terry started working at Virginia Tech right out of high school. He worked in the fiscal plant department. He was a roofing supervisor for the past 17 years. He was a role model. He had over a year's sick leave saved up and 400 hours of annual leave. He rarely missed a day, and he took his job very seriously. He was loyal towards his job, and in 2006, Virginia Tech made him go out on disability. This was devastating to my husband. His job was his life, and that was the first time I ever saw my husband cry, and it just broke my heart. His co-workers was his family, since he had worked with some of them for 30 years. After Terry left his job, his illness became worse, and I think it's because he was staying at home and not feeling important, and he's lost his license, driving privileges, everything that he has loved, he has lost. Terry has 7 nephews and 5 nieces, some from his first marriage, some of his own nephews, and a couple of the nephews are mine from my brother. He loves his nieces and nephews. They mean the world to him. He would have been such a great father. He is caring, and children bond to Terry. They just love Terry. Before we met, Terry had never rode on a plane, and so I introduced him to the airplane. We have been, since then, we have been on several cruises, and we've flown a lot, and he loves to travel, and he is so ready to go anywhere. He just is so ready. You can say, let's go Pigeon Forge tomorrow. And he's like, okay, let's go. My husband loves going to church, and he loves God. And he really has a hard time reading now. And he has a hard time reading his Bible. And sometimes we just can't go to church because his tics and movements are so bad. But he always has a smile on his face. He just keeps going with life. I have never heard my husband complain once about his illness. I've never heard my husband talk bad about anyone. And if you didn't know my husband had an illness, you would think he was the happiest man on life. He never complains. He is such an inspiration to me, because I'm having a bad day and I want to go home and cry and whine, and I look at him and I'm like, I have no problems. I have nothing major, because everything he's went through, and look how he's doing. It's just such an inspiration. People are always telling me that Terry is lucky to have me, but I'm really the lucky one. He has really saved me. He's made me the person I am today, because if I hadn't met Terry, I'd probably still be the wild Sabrina, drinking and partying every night. He has taught me so much about life. He's taught me the type of person I want to become. He's taught me that no matter what you go through, that you still have to enjoy life. And you can't give up. You have to depend on God, because God is there for us. And I remember the first time that Tech was talking about him losing his job, I was so worried and scared, and I was like, Lord, how are we going to do this? And the Lord spoke to me that night, and he said, everything will be okay. And ever since that night, I know everything will be okay. Terry always has a beautiful smile on his face. He's just a beautiful person. And in Psalm 62:8, it says, trust in him at all times. O people, pour out your heart to him, for God is our refuge. And that is just so true, because with the situation with Terry, I know, it's just amazing. And I know that my husband will be healed one day. I know it will be a glorious day when Terry dies and go to heaven. And he'll be with his dad and his brothers and sisters, and he will be 100% healed, and he will not have the Huntington's disease. And I just want to tell my husband that I love him, and you are such an inspiration to me, and there's just no one like you, and I just love you so much. Thank you. Goodbye.